The Scorpio full moon activates the scorpion within all of us, that archetypal experience of transformation through death, of growth through destroying and then transforming, regenerating what has been destroyed. It's no coincidence that Pluto is the modern ruler of Scorpio, because that's how Pluto operates. And Pluto is very much a part of this full moon we experience on April 23rd. And I'll tell you some more about that. So a full moon is when the sun and the moon are on opposite sides of the sky. And they're pulling on each other. They're said to be in opposition. Over here we have the Scorpio full moon activating your shadow feelings, your hidden power that's behind the blockages of the heart and of the soul. And on the other side, the sun is in Taurus, which is abundance and feeling good. And let's get into what gifts are available. Let's listen to some good music and have a good time. So here's the Taurian energy, this bull that is just wanting to plant itself and get comfortable and feel good. And here is the Scorpion energy of Scorpio saying, but what makes you uncomfortable? Why do you feel uncomfortable? Tell me more about your shadow. See what I mean? So anyway, that's what's going on. And in the middle of that, literally, because a square means it's basically the halfway point between the two oppositions, creating a 90-degree angle. Okay, and that's where Pluto is. And Pluto is still very freshly in Aquarius. And Aquarius wants to bring the peace, the unity, the higher perspective to everything, and the quantum connections. Because Uranus rules Aquarius. And Uranus is the archetype of the rebel genius, of insane change, of things just suddenly working out through magical means. I like to think of Uranus as magical. I know he's also got his reputation, but you know what I mean? There's just this wonderful, anything's possible energy with Uranus. So we've just had the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, right? That was on the 20th. So all that energy is just filtering down right now. All this, I like to liken it to a swarm of bees, of all these possibilities and connections just coming to, they've all swarmed. All those bees have swarmed, the hives have split. And now how is all this energy going to land within us individually and collectively as a group? So with Pluto really pulling on both of Taurus and Scorpion energies, saying, listen, you're going to have to change. There's going to have to be some change here, and it's going to have to be for the good. It's going to have to be for the good. So in the shadow of a full-blown Scorpio full moon, where all of these heavier feelings, pain and rage and fear and divisiveness and mob mentality, when all those things can get really activated, and we could be going into a few days where it's really activated, just saying, we have this potential now for, instead of moving through that, being with the feelings, but moving through them so we can get to experience the joy, dare I say, euphoria of resolution, of coming into a new form. Let's look at the sign of Scorpio. So Scorpions represent Scorpio, and Scorpions are about transformation through death. They are about the ability to protect and to literally, Scorpions are known to be very secretive, all right? But if you take the sign of Scorpio, it actually has different archetypes depending on the level of awareness that you're talking to. And so the baseline of Scorpio, the very primitive, primal life or death urges, well, that's there at the serpent level, okay? And that's the basic, I breathe, I move, I flight, fight, fornicate, I very earthy, connected to the earth for a water sign. Yeah, Scorpions can be very, very earthy. That's the serpent level. You move up to the next level, and that's the visionary eagle level. That's gaining consciousness. That's taking those primitive animal urges and bringing them to a human mind and perspective, identity, and consciousness. Eagle looks out far for what it wants, can soar high, can meditate. So there's your eagle level. And then through all of this examining of the dark shadow waters and the high ideals, we come to the phoenix level, where the scorpion archetype dies to all of the things that it's discovered so it can be reborn in yet another higher form, healing through this transformation process. So when we go through this full moon, if all of us can get very in contact with our deep shadow feelings and be willing to be with them, to work with them, what is triggering you? Find it on the inside, because Mercury Retrograde, which is going on till the 25th, is saying, hey, you got to keep looking inside. I'm in Aries. I'm in the sign of the self and of action, but you've got to take interaction right now. Nobody really wants to do that, right? We got to be on interaction duty right now. So interaction, and find those shadows, feel them. For your full moon ceremony, literally go into a place where you can feel these feelings. Set up your sacred space or call in the quarters or whatever it is you like to do to have a sense of being secure while you do deep personal transformation work. And then light a candle, maybe smudge yourself, whatever works for you. And feel into the feelings. What's stuck inside of me? What am I worried about? You can start at the brain level if you want to. You start up here at the ego level, start becoming aware of what am I feeling, what's going on, what's been on my mind, what's been robbing me of presence, what's been taking me into the past or having me worry about the future. And as you do that, feel where it's landing in your body. This is getting shamanic and tantric when I'm talking about this. Where is it landing in your body? Go into that space and uncover the feelings. Yes, there are thoughts behind the feelings, but right now we want to move the big energy, which is the feelings. Get them moving and it will shift the thoughts. Don't believe me, just try it. Just go ahead and cry, yell, dance, move these feelings. What are these myths inside of you that have been alive for so long? Write them out if you need to. But that's not as important, I think, as moving it through your body at this time. Whatever it takes to move it, let it go. At the end of all this, you might do some notes and then burn it in a fire ceremony, which, you know me, I'm all about fire, and especially with this phoenix imagery of transformation, the Pluto phoenix, the Scorpion phoenix, then I think that that's a great idea. And then when you're done, always follow up shadow work with something comforting. What is comforting to you? Do you have a dear person in your life you can hug? Do you have a pet you can pamper? Can you take a hot bath with some aromatherapy? Does it help you to dance, to hug yourself, to cuddle up with a blankie and watch one of those movies that makes you feel good? Yeah, do something to soothe the places that were holding the shadow, because they're raw now and they need to be soothed so you can receive the gifts that come from being willing to walk through the shadow. On a very large scale, our country is going through a huge shadow, in part because we are in our Pluto return. And this Pluto return has remade or taken down entire, civilizations in the past. So what we want to do is keep holding that ideal that we're going to make our way through it. And I actually believe we are. I was just talking with a friend today. I think we're going to make our way through this. We're going to be better for it. And those of us who've lived through this part of our history will look back on all the craziness of the past 25, 50 years, this incredibly rapid evolution, this Uranian level of transformation and change and innovation, and look back on it and say, wow, I was alive. My soul picked this amazing time to be alive. But that's on a grand scale. On the little scale, let's just stick to you. Work with your shadows for this full moon. You can start on it today. I'm filming this on the 22nd, but you can do it on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Heck, let's spread it to the 25th, the day that Mercury goes direct. And let's do the work that it takes to make everything have a higher and greater potential. That Jupiter-Uranus conjunction energy didn't end on the 20th. It initiated. Kind of good, huh? Yeah. So I hope that this is helpful for you. If you want me to keep making these, then like, subscribe, share. I really appreciate it. Make comments. Do you have questions? Yeah, I make mistakes. Go ahead. Point out my mistakes. That's okay. And maybe come see me sometime. I do great shamanic work, and we can work in an astrology reading for you, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.